All right, AJT fam, it is 9 o'clock. It's time to run back through our watch list here. Um, but Microsoft, it's funny how I'll pick when I trade it. It doesn't have any strength. It's like the days that I don't trade it, this thing is as strong as a bull. But when I decide to trade it and it has the best profit potential, it trades very weak. And that's kind of what happened yesterday. But, still looking at it today, it still has the best profit potential. Okay? There's no denying that. It just didn't go yesterday. I guess it deserved a rest day. Look at the big move it made. Did gap up a little bit yesterday. So, maybe today we're going to attack this 366.78. Oh, come on, cat. Maybe today we're gonna attack this. So definitely keeping an eye on this. On Microsoft, Meta, and these cats keep jumping on my. Yeah, TTWO is on. Okay, Meta. You can see Meta. It looks good too. You kind of got a little, kind of a little double top here. 326.20. But it might take a little bit to get over this. $330.54. All right, so you see, what I'm looking at here. That it can make a run up here. It can definitely make a run up here. Let's see, what is this? 325.94. This is close. I'm gonna say, 326 would be it, because you got 325.94 before you get to 326.20. It's about 25 cents between the two levels, so they're practically on top of each other. So I would go with 326, in that case. Netflix is the next one. This one trades on lower volume than all the rest, but can get really volatile when it breaks out. So what I like about this is the consolidation that it has right here. But the problem is you're gonna run into these levels here. 443.57 is the one right here. But it's enough room. It's got enough room to where you can make a couple bucks. All right, so you can see this 450.97. So we got enough room that if it gets going, we can make some money on it. So that's a good one. NVIDIA right here. You can see it's put in a clear line in the sand right here. And then let's look at the potential. Let's see, 476.09. We got these daily pivots constitute resistance and potential profit targets. And remember, we're not really dealing with exact numbers. We're dealing with the range, because they're gonna start reacting 5-10 cents ahead of the level and on the other side, and if they're close to other levels, then they're going to start reacting there too. But we do have a nice window here. If this gets bought, NVIDIA. Did I jump Netflix? Yeah, I jumped Netflix. That's NVIDIA. Y'all saw that. That's NVIDIA. Netflix is the one that trades on lower volume than the rest, but really volatile. Okay, I'm coming. So you can see that. I like that. Like NVIDIA, and then Tesla. You can see it's got to get over the 20-day. It gets over the 20-day, we got some room to play with. All right, give me 1 minute, and I'll be back. Just kind of think about what we talked about. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. Had to see my wife off every morning. If I don't do that, it's gonna be a bad day. So Tesla, we've got pre-market high right here. But again, 222.72. We've got to stay above the 20-day. Okay, we've got to stay above the 20-day. So let's mark that. We're above it now. We're above it now. But let's mark it 222 just so we know where it's at. And I like to physically mark these things. I know you can probably get stuff to mark it automatically, but being a teacher and with all the training and the classes that I've been to, I know for a fact that when you write stuff down, when you physically put pen to paper, or you physically, do something, like if you're typing, or you're physically marking stuff, it burns into your brain a lot easier. It's harder to get it to forget it. So that's why, for me, in the learning process, is very, very, very important that you know how to take notes and that you physically write them down so that they stick with you. It sticks with you better. Because most people learn that way. Now, yeah, definitely there are some that are visual learners, auditory learners, but what helps supplement all of that is when you are actually, making notes and writing these things down. It helps it burn into your memory. So, I'm sorry, I'm getting updates. From Mateo Felix in El Paso is not doing well. So we're getting updates on him. So when you see, you might hear my phone ding a lot. I'm gonna try to turn it off. I'll turn it down, but I don't want to miss it. Any updates. All right, so that's Tesla. So we run through everything. And for you guys, Upstart, this is a continuation from earnings. This was earnings yesterday. All right, this is a continuation. We got in here, added, got our first profit target, right here at the low. It didn't quite get to our second target, but I did add when we rejected the 9 here. I did add, and I was looking for it, to wash down to, around 22. The level was at 22.36, so I was looking for it to get down to like 22.45 ish. It hit 22.50, and that was that. Maybe I should have put it at 22.50, but turns out this morning that was even better. I was able to get 21, which there was a level at $20.90. So I was able to get it at 21, which is where my final target was yesterday. Here's a 2070 level. There was a 2090 level. There's several around here in the $20. So that's why I felt 20 was going to be the lowest. Now, like I said, when this thing opens up, it's probably going to open up on short sale restriction. Fairly certain that it will. Fairly certain that it will. So that might hurt its, selling off potential. But we'll see. If we get through the 20s, then we start running into some more around the high $18. So we'll see. In DDOG, I've got this on watch because the big guys are talking about this thing exploding. And, that's what I'm curious about. So I'm going to check the option chain once the market opens and see where all these orders are. That'll give me an idea of what they were thinking. And then, you guys know EMPH. I watch this every day. We're still stuck, but this thing moves and gives us really good trades every day. It hasn't been trending like it was earlier, a month ago. But it does make big enough moves at the open, where we're able to make a couple bucks. And it trades with some organization. It doesn't fool us that much. So we're still keeping an eye on EMPH. TTWO, this is going to be our earnings watch for today. Aftermarket, but some news dropped, and all the news said was they were going to make an announcement this week on their new game. I just said it 30 minutes ago. Is it Grand Theft Auto? I can't remember now. God dog. But the new game is coming out. I think it's Grand Theft Auto 6, I think. But whatever it is, all they announced was they were going to make an announcement about it this week. I was assuming it would come with earnings. But this thing jumped up just on that. So we kind of took it. It took the killer move that I was going to have today. It just ate that up pre-market. So Gonna keep an eye on that today to kind of see what it's gonna do, but this move, I think, killed our aftermarket earnings trade on this. So now we're up. We're ready to go. We got some time to spare. The rooster's crowing. My neighbor's rooster is just keeps going and going and going. Stop. I know you want some love. I know that's all you want to do is you just want love. I just don't understand you, big boy. You boys are just so... I don't even know what to say about y'all. Why you come out? Why you get off me? Come on. You knew I was going to take your picture, didn't you? You knew I was going to take your picture, didn't you? You knew I was going to take your picture. Nope. Come on. Look at me. Look at me. Come here, look up. Look. Why are you crawling on my shoulder? Huh? No, get them claws out of me. Boy, chill. Y'all don't know this boy. Hey, you can't do that. You can't sit on my shoulder. Number one, you too big. You used to do that when you were a kitten. But you too big for that. Stop, son. All the three girls are nice and quiet and review your... We successfully moved your account, Charles Schwab. Alright, y'all want to see this boy? Look at this boy. Look at him. And I gotta cut his claws again. Look at that. Look at those claws. I've been lazy, but I haven't cut him yet. He just wants to cuddle all day long. He just wants to cuddle, 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 cuddle. And he's big. He's not a little kitten anymore. Alright, let's see if UPST is gonna dip. Microsoft has broken out. Let's see if Upstart's going to give us the dip that I'm looking for. Out of the gate. Nope, it didn't give us the dip. It's actually getting bought up. Hello? Hey, baby. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, baby. Love you. Bye. Look at Tesla go. But this is why I'm not buying these aggressive entries right now. Remember today, the Fed's talking today. And Microsoft is breaking out. Netflix is breaking out. I'm not getting in these until I see some follow through. If I don't see follow through, forget about it. God. Dog it, I missed EMPH. Oh, I missed EMPH today. Oh, I missed it. I missed it. Dadgummit. I missed it. It's staring me in my face, and I missed it. Because I was so hell-bent on setting up Upstart. I missed it. This was the entry right under, as soon as it took out the 200, that was the entry. That's the entry we take every day. So now it's got to be the 5-minute opening range. I got to wait. I could do 2-minute, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give it the 5 minutes. So we're trying. We've got to get under. Remember, we've got to get under 20. It is trying. It's just not doing it. Oh man, I am sick. That was my big move. Did any of you guys catch it? EMPH. I know some of you traded with me. Damn, that was nice. DDOG. I mean, these guys, I guess they know what the hell they're talking about. But it's going to run to 105 at the open before I could even get in it. So again, the 1 minute breakout traders are doing good today. The 1 minute breakout traders, y'all are doing really good today. So that's 2 good days in a row. The good thing about the breakout traders, the 1 minute traders, is they don't have to worry so much about follow through. You know, if that makes sense. They don't have to worry so much about follow through. Nvidia following through. All right, got it. Oh man, it's selling off. It's not following. Started following through. It broke the 5 minute opening range high. Look at the window that we're in. Look at the window that we're in. Absolutely beautiful. So we might have to withstand a little pullback on and that's not uncommon. Yeah, it's not uncommon that we have to weather a little storm. Because what's a 5 minute opening range breakout? What is it? It is a higher day break. And when you buy higher day breaks, you've got people taking profit at higher day that's been in it already. So that's not uncommon. Looks like Upstart is not gonna sell off. This level is gonna hold. Okay, this level is going to hold. But I'm not going to take it off because we're not claiming levels yet. We're not claiming resistance just yet. If it claims the 50 and this 2236 level, I am definitely taking it off. Definitely taking it off. What am I looking at on Nvidia? This level here, 461.63, which is basically the pre-market high. Okay, we expect pullbacks. You got to expect pullbacks. All right, so UPST, we take out this level. We're done. We're done with this trade. All right, we're done with it. We're gonna lock in the profit that we made, and we're done with it. So trusting technical analysis. That's what this is all about. Trusting technical analysis. Letting it tell us what to do versus us trying to guess what to do. If we're sitting here guessing, you know, we're not in good shape. 462.82. All right, so we can get out of this. We're out of Upstart. So profit, we locked in more profit on it. All right, so NVIDIA, we're trying to get, let's see. $462.82. God damn it, NVIDIA. This is ridiculous, man. We're having trouble holding over the LRC. It's too early for it to be affecting the trade, but I guess you got a lot of people sitting there. You got a lot of people sitting there. Oh well, just gotta wait on it. We gotta wait on it. Gotta wait on it. See what it does. Just gotta be patient and trust my technicals. Be patient and trust my technicals. Gotta keep telling myself that. Day traders, you know, we may trade off a fundamental announcement, you know, fundamental news announcement. Earnings are fundamental. It's a fundamental. You know, earnings are considered fundamental. News is considered fundamental. You know, when we trade off technicals, we trade off the chart and levels on the chart. So, you know, that's where that comes into play. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, there's really nothing other than this linear regression channel. There's nothing up there. Once we get over all of this, there's nothing up there other than these ridiculous ass people who don't know what they're doing. Listen, boy. What did I tell you? I'm working. When I'm talking, don't get up here on the desk because you block. SQ moving this morning. Let's see what it's doing. See what SQ is doing. Well, it's not making much noise. It's in a tight range. TTWO's not doing much. NXPI is not doing much. Uber dipped his head above it pre-market, but didn't really do much after that. Not sure what the market's doing today. I'm not sure I understand what's happening here. Maybe Nvidia hasn't shaken out enough weak hands before it goes up. Listen, I'm in a mess. Man, maybe I should put in my target just in case. It looks like it's wicking up. It's wicking up there, but it's just not getting there. Yeah, it's what I said. I try to explain. I try to tell you guys this all the time. If you're gonna trade Tesla, Nvidia, Netflix, you have to be in a position to give it more room. You can make more money on it, but you're gonna have to give it more room than what you normally give it. Because you're right, the swings are nasty on this, and if you're not able to withstand that, it gives these big wicks, and you gotta have your profit targets out. Like I didn't have mine out. It may not have hit it, but it's a matter of preference, so to speak. If these stocks give you that type, if these stocks really drive you insane, then definitely take them off your trading list, because there are other stocks that trade a hell of a lot better. Absolutely. But I trade these because when they do give you a when they do give you a big move, is huge. Relative volume don't mean a damn thing to me. That's another one of those things that people try to teach, and it just screws you up completely. It just completely screws you up. Nvidia is trading with decent volume. It's a volatile trader. Every day it's a volatile trader. It's every day. But that's why you never hear me talk about relative volume or anything like that, because it has absolutely no bearing on trading. Really, day trading at that. Alright, so we did hit our first target, which was the Bollinger Band here. We did hit our first target. So we should be free and clear. Should be able to get 466 on the next hit. Should be able to get 466. Should. But that's why I do this, because what I teach contradicts a lot of what everybody else teaches, and everybody else teaches because since a lot of people are saying it, they think it's true. But you see me prove those theories wrong every day. Every day you watch me trade live, and you don't hear me talk about any of those things, and we make money. So we're almost at 466. Come on, baby. Pull it up there. Pull it up there. Came close that time. But it's, I try to make sure you guys understand exactly, what importance to put on what things. Oh, you motherfucker. God damn it. Oh, he did it to me. You don't do that. Don't do that. This fool jumped from the floor onto my back. Oh, that hurt. I am definitely gonna cut your nails at lunchtime. I've been lazy about doing it. I'm definitely gonna cut it now. Come on, baby. Make another run at 466. Make another run to 466. There's nothing there. There's nothing here. Nothing. So let's go. Let's go. Come on. That goddamn bid is not letting it get back over 75. Come on. The bid is not letting it get back over 75 to save its life. I just need a pop up there. Just a quick pop up there. Just a quick pop. That's all I need. That's all I need. Come on, bid. Let my people go. Let my people go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. Gracias. 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 You can see right here on the 60-minute chart. Freedoms. Freedoms. This is the window. This is the gap we were looking for right here. Freedoms. See, 471.30. That's I couldn't remember the price on it, but I doubt if it'll get that high. But it potentially it could. 469.50 is the next linear regression channel. Now, if we get a pullback and it doesn't take me out, 464 is gonna be my stop here. If we get a pullback and it doesn't take me out, I'll add. But 464 is as far as I'm gonna let it go. Since we've taken profit, our profit stop's gonna be just under our first target, which is 464. Next target's 468, and then we get up to 470, which would be the final target. This level up here. I don't think it'll get there without a pullback. I don't think it'll get there without a pullback. So Simba, don't you ever do that again. I told you about that. I'm streaming live. I'm talking live on the microphone. You do not jump on my back like that. I'm going to give you some CBD is what I'm going to do. Some cat CBD. See how you like that. Yeah, we do need Mufasa to come talk to him. That's right. You better rub your head on me. All over where you scratch me on my back. But you know today you losing them claws. I'm going to take him outside and let Scar talk to him. I'm going to take him outside and let Scar talk to him. That's what I'm going to do. What's up, big girl? Don't mess up my blinds. Now look. Your foot's caught. You can't get it out, can you? I'm going to take him outside and let Scar talk to him. Alright, so we are stopped out on our last little piece on a profit stop. Now again, if we bounce and start to make another run up, I will add to this. I will get back in. Now the reason why I got this, the reason why I've got this, why I took profit here is two reasons. Number one, if it pulls back below my first target, it's probably going to go back to break even. So why just give all that profit back? So now, the other reason is when it does bounce, or if it does bounce, it's going to be a new trade. If I add to this, then I'm going to have to mess around and take it off at break even. So it's 10 o'clock. I'm thinking the Fed guys are starting to speak because the market's rolling over. Hold on. Turn on the news here. We'll see what's what. How much does high beta squat cost? They're charging extra for that now. So you see what I mean? This thing would have pulled back and stopped me out at break even. So I put it just below the first target. Because sometimes it will bounce off the level or the area where I took my first profit and then continue back on. But the market's rolling over. So I don't know what that means, but I know one thing: if DDOG loses 98.84. Well, nope. This is too tight. Too tight. 98.84. Not gonna give me what I want out of this. Not gonna give me what I want. I was getting excited for a minute. Not gonna happen. What was that? What did y'all do? Oh, y'all, who cut the TV on? God, where's the remote? Where's the remote? God, these daggone cats, boy, I swear. Y'all are too much like people. These fools cut the TV on, they sitting there looking at it. And it's just oh, there's monkeys on. It's Rise of the Planet of the Apes. They running around like monkeys now.
MSFT Photonic raises $100 million for quantum technology from BCI, Microsoft, and other
It's on
investors.
Tubi, guys. Y'all go jump on Tubi.
140 million.
And Tesla's been struggling. Look at the wicks on these candles. All these stocks have been chopping around today, for sure. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Uh-oh, that's not what I'm looking at. What are you trying to show us? That's not the is that the option flow? Or is that level 2? Oh no. Don't go by level 2. Use the option flow. Level 2 will have you all fucked up, thinking you know what's going on. Is not. The option flow tells you orders that have already been placed. These are bets that have already been placed. Alright, so that's what we want to look for. Not potential. We want to look for stuff that's already happened. So look at 215. Look at how many calls are sitting there at 215. Look at how many puts. 217.50. Look at this, 220. Look at how many 220 puts on weeklies. And then 225 calls. That's where the most concentration is. 220, 222, 220, 222, 225. So they're looking for this to basically go up. Now if it starts to go down, you got 215, 217. That's kind of where the biggest concentration is. Then we've got some, here at 200 if the bottom falls out. All right, these are contracts that are already been executed. All right, and this lets you know where big money is placing their bets. Level 2 are just orders sitting out that could be pulled at any time. Now, what they used to do with level 2 is they used to put orders out so retail traders could see them and kind of expect, use that information, and then they pull it. Is it illegal? Yes. But how you gonna prove it? If somebody says, well, I just changed my mind because it wasn't doing what I wanted to do. If they sold it, for a lot of them, it'll subtract from the number. Just like if you sell something, the inventory goes negative, right? Or it goes down. So once they're sold, they're gone. But this is what I use it for. Tells you, and this updates throughout the day. That's why I love the fact that FinViz added this. I don't have to go.
Ticker K, Canada executive says expect volume to be down.
Well, I don't know why they do what they do, because I don't trade options.
Merchandising, particularly.
I don't mess with options. I have no idea what the hell they're doing and why they do it.
WISH seeing highs here at 5.
Okay, when I was looking at it and learning about it, the only thing I kept thinking about is this is a good way to get set up. If you don't have enough money to be able to do this thing right, I just saw you getting hurt. But I mean, that's just my interpretation of how it was going. But I don't need to trade options. I do stocks and that's it. That's all I care about. Do I use the data? Absolutely. What's going on with TTWO? Oh, nothing. It's not doing much. Look, Nvidia is not going anywhere. Netflix 432.88, 432.22. Yeah, we got enough room. If Netflix loses to 200, yeah, definitely. But I'm telling you, like, what I'm teaching you is based on what I do, what I've done multiple years, and it works for me. It's what you see me do every day. I'm not asking you to believe something that I don't do. You actually see me do it every day. And it works. Now, if you go off and try to do it on your own, or do your own version of it, and it doesn't work, that's on you. If you try to mix, now I don't have a big following because nobody wants to hear the truth about trading. Everybody wants to believe in the fairy tale. So nobody really wants to hear the truth. So I don't have, tens of thousands of followers. And I'm going to tell you 100%, I'm going to tell you that I felt a certain kind of way when I realized the money that I invested in the classes and all of that stuff was almost useless. And we talked about this a while back. Most of these courses, most of these books, all of this stuff, it teaches you how to survive. And surviving is not thriving. You need to learn how to thrive. And in the market, it's about taking risk. And you can't come in here thinking that you're not going to have risk. And that's what happens. That's what hooks people. Saying, look, all you have to do is manage your risk, 2 to 1. All of these things, these buzzwords that make sense. But when you look at trading, when you look at it from inside versus looking at it from outside, you realize that stuff doesn't work. If you're just surviving and you're not getting anywhere. You're continuing to wake up every morning in the same spot. So it's about learning how to trust these technicals
UBER, seeing some session lows near the $49 level. And
Oh yeah,
Uber
there's
also
Uber.
seeing some session lows at 1838. Papa Lima Tango Romeo and Uniform
But
Bravo.
you gotta size
Romeo,
up.
UBER.
If you want to make some money on this, you gotta size up, because you're gonna run into
J&J,
support
Johnson says
relatively quickly.
Tremfa associated with clinical improvements in patient reported outcomes for adults having active psoriatic arthritis. That's Juliet, November, Juliet, J&J.
I'm telling you, if the market rolls over, we'll be in good shape. But the beautiful thing,
Stellantis.
the beautiful thing about trading is it is simple.
Brand is two-row electric crossover in 2025.
We complicate it.
The Chrysler 20.
It is simple. We complicate it.
Inspired by Airflow concept from 2022 CS Chrysler.
We complicate it with these terms and these buzzwords.
Chrysler expects to continue offering hybrid gas electric Pacifica minivan, quote,
And we make it out to be harder than it really is.
The electric crossover will share STLA large architecture with other Stellantis models. It's Sandy Tango Lima Alpha STLA.
Trading is, once you learn technical analysis, you can day trade with the best of them. All right, so I'm gonna go in Meta here. We just confirmed taking out the low 311.23 is the 20-day, and that could be the magnet, guys. 311.23 could be the magnet. So we don't know. And the other thing is, you got Fed speakers speaking all throughout the day. You don't know if somebody's going to say something that's going to spike it, that's going to spike the market right quick. So you got to be ready on days like today. Have your profit targets out, but you got to be ready on days like today. I'm always taking 2/3 off on my first hit. I haven't gone back to taking half off on the first one. The market just has not got me back to doing that. 315 will be a difficult sell. Okay, 315 will be a difficult sell. Thank y'all for cutting the TV off. This is 316.24. What you have to work on to be a good trader is you. That's why we work on this every day. You got to work on you. Okay, this has to get through 315. 315 is a strong psychological level. And we've got to sell through it. Look at the LRC right here is 312.15 basically. See, it's getting bought up off of 315. You got to expect this. You can't get in it. It starts to work and it runs into support. You got to expect it. But what you don't know is, will this spark a shit ton of buying because people were looking to buy it off this level and run it back up. You don't know this yet. Look at the mark, but then look at the SPY. What if the SPY's trying to go red on the day, and it's got the 200 sitting here protecting it? All right, it's like a chess match. Okay, this piece is protecting red to green, or green to red. However you want to look at it. Okay, it's got something protecting it here. So you gotta be aware of that stuff when you're trading stocks that don't have a catalyst. Meta does not have a catalyst. We're trading it because Meta has a big ATR, which means every day it can give you, potentially every day it could give you a good move. Let me get this down. But like I said, we don't know. This is one of those days where you just don't know. If the Fed guys are speaking all day, you trade off the technicals, but you don't know what's going to happen. But see, Meta has almost a $9 ATR, which means that's how far it can move. Which means that's how far it can move in one day. And so far today, it's only moved just over $3. But this is not your normal average every day. This is kind of like a secondary Fed day. All we need is somebody to come out and say, look, I'm going to be honest with you. We're in trouble. The economy is about to tank. There's so much about to happen. You guys just don't know. And then everybody gets scared. Yep, Tesla's going lower. But that's usually what happens to me. The stock that I pick that has the biggest move out potential and looks the best doesn't work. But the other one that I was looking at that looked like it was trapped may work. But I don't know. Meta may still work. Technically, it's still in play. I don't like this wick right here, but I knew 315 was going to be a strong psychological level. I knew that. So we just have to wait. Be patient. Wait for somebody to spark panic. Somebody to get up on the mic and say, "We're gonna die. We're gonna die." And then come to find out he shorted everything. And everybody in Congress shorted everything. Now these cats are asleep. Thank you. Lucky is the only cat that has sense. But she can't mess with these cats. She's got to be on her own. She's like, "I'm too old for this foolishness." Uh-oh, looks like we bottoming out. Looks like we might be bottoming out here at 315. Ooh, that would not be good. Look at the swing and momentum here. So we might bounce and reject the 9. We'll see. Did you guys see the shift? I told you right before it happened. Pay attention to the price action. Gotta pay attention to the price action. And guys, the chart, the price action tells you everything you need to know. Everything you need to know. What you get from level 2, you can actually get from level 1, because all you're looking at is the bid-ask spread. That's it. All right, when we get down toward 315, the bid starts to drop, but the ask stays in place. So the spread gets wider. And you get to a spot where the bid will keep dropping, the ask won't drop below a certain price. You know that you're running into support. And if it gets really pronounced, you know you got a momentum shift coming. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. That's all you have to look at. That's what I've been trying to teach you guys for over and over. That's all you watch the spread. Watch the bid-ask spread. If the stock's going up and it won't go anywhere, you hear me saying, "Come on, bid. Come on, bid." It's because the bid is stuck at a certain level and it's not allowing the price to continue to go up. Even though the ask is going up, the bid isn't. Orders aren't going to fill up there. You know, orders are going to stay filling around where the bid's going to be. And you're going to have that huge spread. So that's what I saw. You watch, and you know, once this just drops down and keeps going, but this gets stuck and it doesn't go anywhere, you know what you're running into. Now that doesn't mean it can't bounce and then come back and reattack it with more vengeance, with more sellers, because that can 100% happen, and that's what happens a lot. It bounces because it has to pick up some more sellers. You know, these big funds, if they don't get their big orders filled, they'll spend a couple $1,000,000 to artificially bounce it so that they can continue to fill, so that they can get the rest of their order filled, and then they'll let it go. I mean, Jim Cramer even admitted when he was a fund manager, they did that. I think the video is still on YouTube. My mentor does that. He actually showed me when I went to visit him one day. He actually showed me how he did it. And it's nothing for him.
Next president and CEO. Cleveland Fed President Mester's term to conclude on June 30th in accordance with Fed's mandatory retirement policies. Again, Cleveland Fed's Mester term will end on June 30th, and Fed is looking for its next president and CEO.
I forgot what I was talking about. What was I talking about? Trying to listen to this dude. Oh yeah, Kramer. And my mentor actually showed me how they did it. I forgot what stock he was shorting, but they didn't get filled. They only got like 2/3 of their order filled. And he just started buying, bought the price back up so the rest of his orders would get filled, and then it went back down. And I was like, that was the damnedest thing I ever seen in my life. But that explained a lot to me. Explained a lot as to why things do the things they do. And how you need to, how I need to approach it. And he proved to me how irrelevant level 2 was, and how they manipulate it and use it to get retail traders. Now he said, look, sometimes the retail traders will, they'll know what's happening, they'll figure it out, and they'll be on our side. But most of the time they aren't. Because they've been tricked and they just don't know it. That's why sometimes you can make money and then you turn around and give it all back because you don't really understand what's happening. You're like, what's going on? Why is this doing this? There was these orders here or these orders there. What happened? They're not there anymore. They're gone right along with your money. Gone. Talking about adios, muchachos. All right, so Meta got into that big ass gap, and it's getting bought back up. I wonder why. I wonder why it's getting bought back up. We got a pivot here at 316.25. It's kind of lined up with the 9 right there. Now, if I had taken profit already, I'd be adding on a rejection here. but we didn't get to where I could take profit. But guys, I know if you like me, it'd be hard to believe that this stuff can happen unless you actually saw it. And I actually physically saw it in person. Got to see how predatory algos work. No, that's another real thing. That's not a myth. That's very real. And the bulls are trying to hold this up. They're trying to hold this up. I know I'm a bear trying to survive in a bull's market, but I can do it, obviously. Look at Upstart. We locked in. I know yesterday, I know exactly what we locked in yesterday. Let me see if I can find it. I know exactly what we locked in yesterday. On Upstart, earnings yesterday, we locked in $1,900. And I'm trying to calculate this in my head. We probably locked in another $2,000 today on Upstart. Because all of this was profit taking. This was a profit taking from earnings yesterday, from the overnight position. And then here when we started, when the tide changed, we double bottomed off this level. And once we started claiming all of this, take profit, lock in the rest of that profit. That's what you do. Our job is to make money, not to hit home runs every day and make everything look so damn pretty. That's not our job. Looks like Meta's gonna come down and try to test 315 again. Let's see how hard it bounces this time.
S&P 500 futures turning negative for the day at 43.9575. Amazon seeing some session lows. Alpha Mike Zulu November at 141.42, down 0.9%.
This is not good. Not good at all. We are rejecting 315 again. Or 315's being defended again. I mean, you could look at this, you can tell. I mean, look at the 9, look at the 20. There's some serious selling pressure here. But you got the bulls that are putting up a good fight. The bulls are putting up a good fight. The bulls in this particular stock in Meta they've designated 315 as their line in the sand. So the fight is going to be, can the bears take this level? Can the bears take 315? It's a war. This is what makes trading interesting. Yeah, we trade the same strategy day in and day out, over and over again. We trade the same stocks almost over and over again. The fun part is watching the battle, watching the bears or the bulls establish a level and then watch them defend it. That's the fun, watching the battle. Watching the battle, trying to predict who's going to win. Watch, what happens when it gets to a particular level. Watch the spread. When things start to turn and start to change, watch. All this does is make you better. And when you're in a trade, you're able to identify and make, better decisions. I don't know if any of y'all caught this. This was a nice move. One set lost the 200. That was pretty good. So this one's coming down. It's probably got a little bit more left in it. The upstart didn't do much. We'll do a recap here in a couple of minutes. Remember SQ, you guys were asking about it, here under the 200. But look, this looks like a big move, but it's only like 80 cents. So you would have to get like 1,000, 2,000 shares so you can make some decent money on this. Not into that. Yeah, that's what we've been talking about. That's what we have been talking about. What Meta is doing. That's what we've been talking about. Look, my entry's 315.58. That's about where we're trading right now. So I'm break even. And the longer this thing sits here, the more this 9 comes in, the tighter my stop's going to be technically. Which means if this doesn't work, the less money that I'm going to have to give up. So the chart, just waiting on the chart, it's actually, helping my risk. I love it. I love it. So we're going up to try and take out the 9. And again, if it claims the 9, we got about a minute, just over a minute left in this candle. If this closes above, well, actually 316.25, because the 9 is kind of right there. Actually, if this thing closes above this and then makes a higher high, we're done. I'm not letting it run back to the 20. I'm not letting it run back to the 20. So you gotta wait, because sometimes it feels like the Bears are gonna win. Sometimes it feels like the Bulls are gonna win. Look at this. Look at these 2 indecision candles. 2 big indecision candles. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Bing! Bing, 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 bing. Looks like the Bulls have the upper hand right now, but they haven't won the war. They're winning some battles, but they haven't won the war yet. That's the $1 million thing, is they've got to win the war. They've got to win the war. They got to win the war. Gotta win the war, guys. Gotta win the war. Gotta win the war. We got some that's not muted. I thought I did. Mm-mm-mm. The background noise you hear might be my cats. What are you hearing? Oh, okay. I got it. I think I got it fixed. Ooh, I want to hear. I like hearing personal conversations. Y'all get to hear most of mine. I've been lucky so far to turn it off so y'all don't hear my wife slapping me with the chancla. That sounds like explosions. Pow, 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 pow. Brrr, pow, 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 pow. Hey, hey. Excuse me. Yep, I believe. So now, this is what we've got. We've got a lower. We put in a higher low. All right, we got a bounce. We pull back. We got another higher low. Once we put in a higher high, we're done. I don't give a damn what this does. It doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter at all. Once we take out this, we are done. I think they were fed. Did I say that, Vic? Just now? I'm trying not to, because I'm trying not to. Trying to clean up my act. At 1:30, okay. Yeah, I didn't know the, like, I didn't know the, I didn't know the order of speaking. Bounce, 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 bounce. Bounce, 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 bounce. Alright, so now we're done. Uh-oh. We're out. Alright, so you see, we just waited till it confirmed changing tunes. Now, can it reject here and pull back some? And you could get out at a better level, potentially, but I'm not waiting on that. I've done that before and the damn thing just kept going. So you gotta stick to, you have to stick to your trade plan here. Alright, you gotta stick to your trade plan. If you don't, then that's when you start to get burned. Okay, yeah, I got a losing we got a losing trade, but guess what? We still winning on the day. Still winning on the day. Oh yeah, that's my profit target that it never got to. See what I'm saying? It's rejecting up here, but you don't know that. You don't know where it's gonna reject. You don't know if it's going to continue to run. You just don't know. So when you have that, you've got to have, it's pulling all the way back down to this level here. But guess what? It's not coming back. Yeah, I could have let it pull back and saved a couple bucks. You can't think that way. Because the minute you start thinking that way, that's the minute you get blown sky high. And we don't want that. Alright, so I'm going to do my recap here and then go on and hit the road for lunch. Bing, 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 bing. This is where we start to lose our money. In case you didn't know, these are the times when we start to lose our money. So guess what? Bring, 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 bring. So we've got everything that's recovering now. But guess what? The reason why this is dangerous, because if we start to buy, we're buying into a lot of resistance. And we're putting ourselves in the kill zone, which is kind of no man's land. Oh, that's not the stock I wanted to see. Like Tesla, we're in no man's land. This is the kill zone. We can get popped out right there. There's not enough room to move to take profit. Okay, here's Nvidia. Now, Nvidia is one that I would jump on in a heartbeat. As a matter of fact, let's see if it pulls back towards 50 a little bit. Nah, it's not gonna pull back. So I'm looking for 466 again. Looking for 466 again. If it pulls back, I'm gonna add a little bit to it. If it pulls back. If we get stuck up around 465.50 or so, 465.75, I'm gonna take profit. That's my job, and I'm sticking to it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a recap right now. Go ahead and do a recap right now. Give you guys your daily message. And then we can go from there. Let's see. All right, guys. So here's the thing. The weak and unprepared are very predictable. That's why independent retail traders tend to lose money in the market, because they're unprepared. They're weak and they're unprepared. You hear me talk about the weak hands all the time. You know how they're flushing out weak hands. If you're weak and you're unprepared, meaning you're uneducated, you don't understand how technicals work. You're not prepared to react to what the market is telling you, then you become very predictable, and we take your money. It's just that simple. Other market participants take your money. All right. So what it is, you've got to learn that and accept the fact that, hey, trade, when you get in a trade, it's probably not going to go that immediately in your favor. It's not. Okay? If our trade gives us a setback, if it doesn't work, we know that if you're not mentally prepared, you're going to come back in the market and you're just going to start making dumb trades. And you're going to react to every little thing that's there. So you have got to deal with any setbacks you have. Anytime the trade starts to pull back or go against you, you have to be more in tune with being patient and sitting back and allowing these trades to work, trusting in the technicals, believing in that. Okay, because if you're weak and unprepared, you're very predictable and you will get picked off. That I can promise you. You know it's happened to you. You know it's happened to most of you guys. Happens to you every day. So, make sure that you are prepared every day by knowing where your technical levels are, that you're ready, you're focused, and you understand how to read price action, because that's what makes us or breaks us. All right, so looking at UPST, this is the earnings trade from yesterday. This is our initial entry. This is what we added. This was the first target. The second target was around 22.40. Didn't quite get there. It got down to 22.50. But after we took profit and it rejected, I added. And because we held under resistance, I held it overnight. If you remember going through the classes a couple weeks ago, I talked to you guys about what determines whether I'm going to hold it overnight or not. I don't tend to hold a lot of shorts, but when it looks this good, I'm going to trust it. I'm going to trust the technicals. I'm going to trust what I believe in, and that's what this was. So we locked 1908, 04 is what where we were at when we locked out or tapped out when the market closed. And that's where we were. So fast forward to today. Got to make this bigger. See, fast forward to today. Let's take a look at UPST. Okay, here's the first. This is where we took profit. Now, 2240 is where we wanted to take profit last night. But look at where it got to this morning. So I actually picked up a couple of bucks, or picked up $1 in profit, because it didn't hit it last night, which was really good. And then when the market started to recover going into the open, I went ahead and took it off, because we kind of double bottomed down here, and it didn't make sense to hang on to this. So we were out, and this, if I added it up right, we added about another $2,000 to yesterday on that earnings trade. So, I know people are saying, well, earnings season is over. A lot of the big guys have already reported. No, we still have several weeks of money-making opportunity. This is when we thrive. All right, we've got that mindset. All right, we've got that mindset. This is when we thrive, when we want to make it. All right, so that was UPST. And Nvidia is the one that we're back in Nvidia now. So Nvidia, we got this on the 5-minute opening range breakout. Remember, I told you, when you get into these trades, they're not gonna automatically go your way. A 5-minute opening range breakout is a higher day break. Most of the people are gonna be there to take profit on a higher day break. That's just the way it is. Okay? So we gotta make sure we know that it pulls back, it holds support, and then we start taking our profit. Now, when it pulls back, if it takes out my first target, I'm gonna go ahead and bail out. I'm not gonna let it come all the way back to break even. Why would I let it come all the way back and take all of this profit, potential profit, out? And you see it came back to break even. It pulled all the way back. And now we're trying to bounce again. Fully expect this to pull back. And it could pull all the way back to the 9. I will add more to it. And when I do add, or if I add, if it pulls back and it gives me a chance to add, my profit target is right there. So I'll be in the number taking profit when it breaks the high of the last bounce. And then I'll be looking to take profit here. I'll be looking to take profit here. Oops. So we'll see. We'll see where this goes. Through lunch, it may pull back and kind of hang around during lunch, or we might get that big pop. And Meta was the one that we took. It did not work out. You see, here was the short. We took out this level. We got to run down to 315. 315 held. Okay, this is a 315 is a strong psychological level, and it held. And you could see this is why we get out. Now, yeah, I could have held it and maybe got out with a little bit less of a loss, but you don't do that. That is not what you do. You do not do that. It's not very smart, because you don't know. You could be waiting for it to come back and it blows up in your face. Happens too many times. So, don't worry about that. Just take it when you're supposed to and move on and jump on to the next trade. All right, but that's it for us, for me this morning. We're going to go to lunch. Like I said, TTWO might have screwed up my aftermarket trade. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. After 2 o'clock, I'll look at the option flow and see what they're looking at. Before it was around 150. But since it made that big move pre-market, I don't know where it's going to be now. So just have to wait. But be patient. Don't make bad moves. Make sure you're prepared. Okay, when you're not prepared going into trades, man, you're setting yourself up. You're very predictable with what's going to happen. And big money traders take advantage of that predictability. So don't fall into that trap. So I'll see you guys in a few.